In late 1944, during the Lapland War, Atami Korpi lives alone with his horse and faithful Bedlington Terrier while he prospects in the Lapland wilderness. Atami uncovers a rich gold deposit where he collects a hefty amount of nuggets and travels towards Rovaniemi. Along the way, Atami encounters a large Waffen-SS platoon, led by Obersturmführer Bruno Heldorf is destroying villages during their retreat towards Norway and has taken several Finnish women captive. Heldorf takes little interest in Atami, letting him pass. Atami is soon accosted by a second unit of SS soldiers, who discover his saddlebags full of gold. They jeeringly decide to rob and kill him, but he swiftly kills them all instead. Alerted by the gunfire, Heldorf investigates and discovers the massacre in one of Atami's gold nuggets. Heldorf and his tank pursue Atami to the edge of a minefield, where Atami's horse is killed by a landmine. Gathering up his gold while Heldorf and his men watch, Atami intentionally detonates another mine to make his escape. Several soldiers are sent after him, but are quickly blown up by mines. Heldorf orders two of the captive women ahead to ensure a clear path. After retrieving Atami's dog tag, Heldorf's second-in-command, Wolf, learns over the radio of Atami's past. After losing his family while fighting as a Finnish army commando during the Winter War, the vengeful Atami became the legendary one-man death squad whom Joseph Stalin's Red Army nicknamed Koschei. The immortal Heldorf defies his orders to continue retreating in order to hunt down Atami and steal the gold, explaining to Wolf that Nazi Germany has already lost the war, and they will need the gold to escape prosecution for war crimes. The German soldiers dispatch dogs to follow Atami's trail. Atami sends his own dog away before using petrol from one of the German trucks to cover his scent. However, the soldiers soon discover him, and Atami dives into a nearby lake. Heldorf sends 3 soldiers onto the lake in a boat, but Atami kills 2 of them by slitting their throats underwater and breathes in the escaping air from their necks. The remaining German soldier attempts to flee, but is killed by Wolf. Atami uses the soldier's body as a shield after reaching the riverbank and escapes. On the other side of the river, Atami's dog is discovered by Atami discovers that Rovaniemi has been left in burning ruins and takes shelter in the remains of a petrol station. Heldorf sends Atami's dog to find him, but with a lit-style hand grenade attached to his collar. Atami saves his dog but is knocked down and stunned when the grenade explodes. Heldorf, Wolf, and tank driver Schitz hang Atami, taking the gold and leaving him for dead. But Atami impales one of his wounds onto protruding rebar, saving his life. Sometime later, a pair of German pilots land in search of fuel. Atami kills the engineer and forces the surviving pilot to fly him ahead of Heldorf's platoon. Heldorf soon discovers the abandoned plane in their path, with the pilot hanged by the same noose Wolf used on Atami. As the convoy continues, Atami climbs onto the truck holding the female captives, kills their guards and arms the women. Ino, the de facto leader of the women, commandeers one of the trucks, allowing Atami to leap onto Heldorf's tank, while the women gun down the rest of the soldiers. Atami pulls Wolf out of the tank, before leaving him at the mercy of the women. Heldorf reaches a commandeered Soviet plane and kills Schitz before taking off with the pilot. Atami fires at the plane, mortally wounding the pilot, and uses his pickaxe to get on board in midair. Heldorf and Atami engage in hand-to-hand combat. After Heldorf gets the upper hand, Atami swiftly hooks a static line to a bomb before releasing it, dropping Heldorf to his death. After finding that the pilot is dead, Atami straps himself in as the plane crashes into a swamp. Led by Ino, the freed women drive the commandeered German tank, with a beaten Wolf strapped to the turret, to an incredulous Finnish army unit. Atami crawls out of the swamp and reunites with his dog, before making his way to war-ravaged Helsinki. Atami enters a bank, approaches a teller and empties his satchels of gold before speaking for the first time, asking for paper currency in exchange for his gold so the load won't be so damn heavy to carry. Thanks for watching, follow for more.